Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing well. Got a couple minutes here. We still got some people joining. So, how's everybody doing? We try to do this YouTube a little later. I know for some parts in the United States, it's getting late. It's 8 o'clock here in Arizona. So, you know, the other side of the United States, it's 11 p.m. I know some countries it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Um, but I tried to run this one pretty late tonight. As far as what we usually do, just we try to alternate the times, give a chance for everybody to get into them. You know, I hate making people get up at 4 in the morning or middle of the night every week. So they can catch lives now and then they can be on a live on the actual live instead of catching replays. So um, the try to alternate the times. Next Wednesdays will probably be a few hours earlier. Um, so actually, next Wednesdays might be middle of the afternoon. I don't know. I gotta see what my schedule looks like too. So a lot of times, if I do, early morning, between 8 and 10 or so my time. Usually, I have something going on in the afternoon. If I do late in the evening, then I have something going on early in the day. If I do middle of the day, I got pretty much nothing going on. So, but it is 8 o'clock now, so we're gonna get started. First thing I'm gonna do is I want to go over a couple things that's been going on this week. We've had one member, maybe two, that have they've been very adamant blasting that infinite funds is a scam and stuff like that. And I'm here to tell you it's not. We're a people helping people platform. We want to help everybody. And at first I thought they were calling it a scam because they felt like they weren't making any money. And needless to say, when it came down to it, it was they gave their account information and their password to somebody else for help within their account, and they felt, then all of a sudden they even sent me a message and said they was done with infinite funds. They were handing their accounts over, all was good, and then here we are a week later, and they want the account back, and they're calling infinite funds a scam because they feel like the password's been changed and things like that. Don't give your account information to anybody unless you truly are done. That you can't call a company a scam when you handed over your password. That's your own problem. Luckily, it was to an admin. So, and that admin that has that account, really, she's waiting on an apology. That guy, there's no problem handing it back to her. She hasn't withdrawn any money. I've checked the account. No money's been withdrawn out of it. Nothing has happened to that account. And the funny thing is he handed it to her because he felt like he could trust her. Well, yeah, he could trust her. When he started his account, he got pipped in. She put transferred $7 to his account. This admin did. She transferred $7 to her account so he could pip some people in. And actually, she's the one that logged into it and pipped people in for him, bought him his position because they couldn't get a grasp on how the system worked. Then she spent another, more money transferring to him to pip more people in and things like that. He has earned a little bit, only like $11, and the bot spent some of it and, things like that. But he hasn't put a penny into the system. And then he wants to call it a scam, because, well, he handed over his password, stuff like that. But our admins are trustworthy. And this same admin, she runs more accounts than anybody I know because she helps so many people out. an aspect of that, thank you, Lynn Ranson, for all the work you do and for the people you help. I know we have some people in some other countries that she's literally withdrawn from money for them and sent it through other means, through other apps and things like that, because they can't get the money, from Bitcoin or something like that. So she does a lot of things outside of infant funds helping people. And I feel like, people should know that, because, that's what the problem was this week that we ran into. So, and I wanted to bring that up first because there was a threat that the guy was going to get on here and blast it all over the YouTube. So thought I'd give the story first. That way, if he jumps on, well, we already know what's going on. So let's see. Second thing, let's go over the numbers real quick. Then I want to talk quickly about what we have coming up. What is going to be started with phase 2, and and we'll talk about some of that stuff. Before I get into that, we did have a couple payouts this week that I did have to delete today. Well, I had to deny them and delete them because, one, it wasn't working. So, make sure that when you set up your payout, obviously go in and set it to Bitcoin, not bank. That was one of the problems. Make sure you leave $5 in the in your balance, and we do that because we want the platform to help people. And mainly, we set that rule because of accounts that, if you can't afford to put money in infinite funds, we're not blaming you. We're trying to help you, but we want you to leave $5 in the platform. Let the bot take care of that last $5 because that's helping other people, the same people that helped you. But we had to make it across the board rule for everybody. So we can't just, only target the people that haven't added money. That's where the $5 rule came in, is because we want even the accounts that couldn't afford to put money in to help people to still be able to help people. So, but yeah, make sure that, you set, your payout information to Bitcoin. It's Coinbase in the settings. You don't have to have a Coinbase account. Now, if you can open a Coinbase wallet, that it sends really fast because it's the business account's Coinbase, so it sends really fast to other Coinbase. But make sure you set the Coinbase. Make sure you copy your entire wallet address. Don't short it a number, things like that. I get them come back. Sometimes it'll just, it failed. And we've had a couple fail where we can't figure out why it failed. We don't, we literally sent the money to another wallet address, no problem. Things like that. So, if it fails, give me time. If I delete it, there's something wrong with it. I message the person today. I'll always message everybody. And if it does that, I'll try my best to make sure I work with everybody to get it right. Sorry, my fiance walked in the room here, so I'm trying to make sure I know what's going on. Okay, so the numbers for the week, we are at, in our 50-cent matrix, we're at 118,464 positions. That is a 8,899 increase from last week. Last week we were at 109,565. So, that one went up quite a bit, and probably, boosted quite a few people in the, the level 1, quite a few in the level 2. It boosted some in 3 and 4, but 8,000 is good for a week, but the 50-cent matrix doesn't make a lot of money. So, we've seen a lot of people make 50 cents in the last week. A lot of people make 50 cents. But the higher amounts, of course, takes more people and more people. So the $5 fast it was last week was 4,556. This week is 4,872. It went up 316. So in the $5 fast, that would be approximately 28 to, yeah. 4 people, maybe 5 people cycled completely out of the 5 fast in a week, which is good. The current board is what the numbers I'm naming. If I say there's 118,464 positions in the 5 fast, the 118,464 is the current position, the highest one. So, like I said, the $5 fast went up 316, 4,872. The 5 mid current position is 1,615. It went up 58 from last week. The 20 fast is 804. It went up 18. The 15 big is 616. It went up 21. The 60 fast is 159. It only went up 2. The 50 big is 137. It went up 6. The 150 fast and the 200 huge stayed the same this week. I'm looking at a couple things to try to, we want that 150. I know people spent money to get 150 fast and the 200 huge, and I want to get those moving a little bit. So we got a bunch of things going on. I'm looking at, possibly giving away some more money soon in the form of trying to give them away to buy like 60 fast positions. My admins are doing a great job. They're giving away $5 fast positions all the time, or $5 to buy 5 fast positions to keep that moving. I'm looking at trying to maybe give away some 60 fast or 20 fast to try to push into those a little bit. If I can get the 60 fast moving, that automatically the re-entry is going to the 150 fast. So, that's my thought process on that. If I can work from a different angle than what some of the admins are doing, maybe I can speed some things up on a different level. Right now, in the $5 matrix, position 73 is working on its cycle out. So if you know where you're at, if you're in the 80s or something, you're within a couple weeks of cycling out of the $5 fast. It's working on 73 right now, so it should be cycling out. I'm not sure how soon. I didn't look at the actual position to see how many is under it, but that's the one that's, everybody above 70, before 73 is already cycled. The 20 fast, it's getting there. It is at position 13 is cycling out, or working on cycling out now. 60 fast is still quite a bit lower. It's at position 8. That's why I want to get that moving. 150 fast, nothing cycled out of it yet. And that's just, those higher numbers, you don't expect them to cycle out fast. It's, we got to get them moving. So, and that's why I'm looking at giving away positions in the 60 fast or something to try to push into the 150 fast to, let the re-entries go back and forth. If I give away some $60 fast, money, then that'll put re-entries into the 20 and the 150, help everything get moving a little bit. So let's talk a little bit about what's coming. The new matrices, phase 2. Phase 2 is going to be a set of 3x2 boards, 3 wide, 2 deep, and that's all they'll go. So once you hit, you get your 3, the 3 bring in 3, and you have 12 people below you. You cycle out. You're done with that board. Now, what I've done is we've created a system where, I talked a lot about before, we wanted to bring in a team build because we have some people who would like the team build. I put a little twist into it. There's going to be an entry matrix. I talked before about it being, $7 to buy in. We actually are going to lower that. There's going to be a $1.50 buy-in matrix. Okay. And that's to join the system. That doesn't put you in the team build. It doesn't put you in all the matrices yet. What that does, that just gets you in. That allows more people to be able to afford to join. So $1.50 buy-in, you'll get in. And once you're in, that $1.50 is going to turn into $9. Okay. It doesn't take you into any other matrix. You made $9. Now you have a choice. Now you can either buy into the team build or you're going to be able to buy into a company first. Either way, okay, they're both going to be $7. You can buy into both if you want. The reason we did this, we put this little twist on it because, I got a lot of people that said, I don't have a team. I'm horrible at recruiting. Okay, we put the company first in here, and this is where the twist comes in. The company first, every time it cycles out, okay, every time it cycles out you get your 12 under you or something, and it cycles out and it pays like the $7 matrix, okay? It's going to pay $31 on your 7. Okay, when you cycle out, it's going to pay you $31. Now, it's holding back $7, and that $7 is going to put a position in the team build. Okay? The re-entry is going to go into the team build, and it's going to go in as the admin being its sponsor. Okay? That for placement reasons. When it goes there, what it's going to do is that when it goes there, it's going to start filling the holes that are in the team force system. Yes, the $1.51 will be a company force system, and that is literally just to help the people that can't afford $7 to make $7 to get into this. It doesn't buy re-entries anywhere. They will have to choose where to go. But the first set, there's two $7 boards, the team force and the company force. The company force will buy a re-entry into itself, obviously. Okay. It will also buy a re-entry into the next matrix, which is an $18 matrix. Okay. But it's holding $7 back to buy an entry into the team force. That team force position will use the admin as its sponsor for placement reasons. So if there's a hole in the team somewhere, it will fill that hole. Because in a team build, you could build one leg way down and your other leg isn't moving. Well, those re-entries coming from the company force will start filling those holes. And that's why we did that. We want to give it a company force fill, but the ability of the team force quick run. So the guys that have lots of big teams and stuff like that, they can make money fast. But if a leg fails on them, there's still a fallback coming. That's going to help everybody out. So, the people that don't have lots of teams, they're going to jump in the company force. The people that have the team build may want to jump in both. Just because, jumping in the company force is only going to help their team in the long run if they have a leg fail somewhere. So, that's how it's going to work. Is as the company force goes down, it's going to keep flipping things over to the, to the other matrix to help build. That's where we put the little spin on it to be able to bring the company force into the team. No, John, you're going to be able to pull in, let everybody sign up from your link that you want, talk to your people. It's going to be a completely separate site. Now, when I'm explaining this, the $7 money that goes into, that buys that position and the team force system. Now, the team force system, this is going to be the beauty of it. The team force system also holds $7 back. Okay. it's not buying a reentry with that. What it's doing is it's going to donate that $7 because $7 come from the company first over to the team build. Team build has the same $7 that gets donated to Infinite Funds. Okay, with that $7, we will give positions away in the original 9 matrices. It's going to help us speed up the original 9, but also have a fast pace running in its own system. So here's where, the kicker is going to be at is the way we're going to invite people into this new platform is I'm going to invite them in backwards. Okay. I'm going to start sending out emails. So watch for emails. If your email address is on file in your system, obviously when you registered, you had to put an email address in. Check your emails, make sure they're right. I just updated my list today on my email account. So I'll update it again, by next week. So yeah, Brian, it costs $1.50 just to join, to register into the site. Now you could, add your own funds to buy into the $7 right away if you want. And you're still capable of buying into any matrix. Like there's a $7, an $18, a $40, a $100, and a $300. Okay. Now you can skip and you can buy them. Now, if you buy any team build position, the way I have it set up with the programmers. Now, like I said, we have not got this completely built yet. So I've got to verify a lot of things. I'm not going to give a launch date on it yet because I'm not going to give a launch date on it yet because I have to verify things are the way we want them. We're not going to make, I learned a lot from the first round. I gave dates, things weren't right. We had to back dates up, things like that. I want to test this system. I want to know it's the way I want it. And, but when you buy a team build position, it's supposed to pop up and ask you who's the sponsor you're going under. So if your team leader has not bought into the 40 yet, and you put that name in there and it says, they're not in there, then, you're either going to decide to use the admin as a sponsor, or you're going to use somebody else that is in there as a sponsor if you talk to somebody else, or you're going to wait for your team leader to be in there. Now, if you brought in the 7 behind a team leader, you're going to have follow positions following them anyway. But when you skip forward, you'll be able to name the sponsor in any position you buy that's outside of the original plan that's building on its own. Doris there, well, the $1.50 to join, to register, 7, 18, 40, 100, and 300. But like I said, it will be a separate site. So don't load a bunch of money into the original 9 and, yes, John, right now, like the original 9 will never shut down because there's donation money worked in from these new matrices. They're going to go back and build into the original 9. Now, and that's why I said, I've got the email list. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take like the bottom 1,000 people and I'm going to send them an email, on launch day. Now, this will all be announced ahead of time, so people will know when this is coming. They'll know, hey, we'll have them, a live, or, and we'll announce it in groups. I'll even send an email out to announce it that emails will follow. We're ready to bring phase 2 live, things like that. And what'll happen is I'm going to take the bottom 1,000 people, the people that haven't made anything, they will get invited. Then the next 1,000 will be invited maybe 30 minutes later, an hour later. Then the next 1,000, then the next 1,000. And we will get through everybody in one day, the same day. So that's the process. And that's because we want to give those people that are at the bottom that haven't made anything the chance to make something. So yeah, we're going to flip it completely upside down. We have plans for phase 3, phase 4, and we're going to keep flipping. It's always going to be people that have not earned anything that will go in first. So that just means, the rest of us, if you're high up in the original 9, yeah, you will be low in the phase 2. But like my admins, I'll be the last one to join the new system. My admins will be right before me. So it's going to be completely flipped upside down. Even us that are at the top of the original 9, you may think, well, why would I want to go in there and be at the bottom? Well, because there's donation money coming back. The more we help them cycle, those people that haven't got paid in the original 9, the more we can cycle out of that one, the more money comes back into the original 9 in donations, which buys positions. We give it away for positions in the original 9. And right now I'm working on a update to be able to, instead of giving people money, because when we give people money, we hope they buy a position. We don't know they're going to. And if they do a payout request, I can't say, no, we just gave you $5, to buy a 5 fast, and you haven't bought a 5 fast. Well, that's their money. So I'm not going to deny it for that. But right now I'm working on a way for us to buy the position from the admin account, so we don't have to give the money away. We can give the position away. Then we know where it went. It went where it was supposed to go. So with James, the people in the middle, here's the thing. When we get to, the people in the middle that are making a little bit, they're going to start making more when these donations start rolling in. They're going to make, they're making a little in the middle. They're going to make a little in phase 2 because they're going to be in the middle. Because we flipped it upside down. They're still kind of stuck in the middle. So they're going to make a little on both of them. But then when we get to phase 3, we're going to go to the people that haven't made anything, or the people that have made the least, which guess who that just became? The people in the middle. Because the people at the bottom from phase 1 got to be the people at the top of phase 2. So now the people in the middle are the least earning. Well, guess who's at the top of phase 3? The least earning. And then phase 4 will be the least earning. That's what we're doing. We're trying to create a revolving platform, a platform that completely flips things upside down. And eventually eventually we will get to a time where it'll be really hard to do that anymore, unless we have 10,000 platforms, which I do not plan on doing. That's going to be way too much work. Can you transfer your current funds and your Infinite Funds wallet to the new phase 2 site? From site to site, no. I've been thinking about that too and trying to figure out how I can do that. Once I see phase 2 up and running, I'm going to check some things. And if it's something that can easily be done on the back end, will I work with people that say, hey, could I move money? I'd try. But until I see it, I can't make any kind of guarantee. As of right now, that the easy answer, like Brian just said, is no, because we can't go site to site. So, that would have to be a payout request and then putting it back in to the other site. Which I know that, some people, may think that kind of sucks because you get hit with the withdrawal fee and then you put it in the new site and then you got a withdrawal fee there. The withdrawal fee is going to be less on phase 2. Being that they're faster matrices, obviously, they pay a little less because they don't multiply so big because it's not so wide. 3 wide, 2 deep, it's only going 2 levels deep. It doesn't have much time to really turn into a lot of money. So like I said, $7 turns into 31. Let's see, and Lily, and that's what I'm that's what I'm kind of looking at. Lillian just asked, how about we send funds to the admin's username and call it a deposit, then the admin credits the accounts. That's what I'm looking at. If I can do something easy on the back end and it's, not an ungodly amount of work or really hard to do, if I can do it through the back end, then there may be something I work out to be able to do something like that. But until then, I can't say that can happen. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that is, we want to be able to flip it upside down. We want to take the people that have earned nothing. We want to give them the opportunity. Now some of them may not be able to afford $1.50 to get into the matrix. And because there are people in countries that came in free and they haven't been able to afford to put anything in. Okay, totally understandable. Totally understandable. And hopefully the donations will build up the system to where they can have some money in their accounts to withdraw. And then when phase 3 comes, obviously they may still be at the bottom, the people that haven't earned as much by then, and that would be their chance to get into the top. So if it misses them on that because they couldn't pay the $1.50, then the payouts. Let's see, the $7 is 31. The 18 is 104. The 40 is 220. The 100 is 500. The 300 is 2,400. I think that's right. I'd have to double check some things, but I'm pretty sure that's right. I don't have it up right now. But what I do have in front of me is the notes I took when I started making the pay plan, and I think that's still pretty close. So, I'll go through a lot more when we get close. I'm going to do a couple things a little different this time, like when the new system, when phase 2 is ready, I plan on doing a Zoom. I plan on recording everything, doing, a live Zoom, meeting, showing everybody a walkthrough, exactly how to get through it, how it works. So that way everybody's trained. And then when I send out these emails, yes, Brian, it does. Every matrix feeds into the next one. Good question. Let me double check that, because at one time, I know when I was trying to make out the pay plan, I was trying to get it to pay as much as possible. And I did change that at one time. So let me verify it. Phase 2. Okay, I gotta wait for a minute for my PowerPoint to start up. Yeah, if you pay the $150 out of your pocket and you don't put any more money in, once you make your payout on the $1.50, that'd be $9. Actually, I think it pays out $8, because everything in some way has a donation. Like the company force system has a donation that goes to the team build system to put a position in there. The team build has a donation that goes back to the original 9. The $1.50 matrix has a $1 donation that goes to the original 9 to giving away positions. So it pays out $8. And then with that $8, you could buy another position in the $1 matrix, or the first matrix. You could buy $7 position, things like that. So let's see, what we have is, okay, the company forced, team forced, here it is. Yes, Brian. Everything feeds into the next. I had to make sure I didn't change that. $7 team force system. When you get paid out, okay, the $7 team payout on the team forced is $35. It has a buy-in of an entry position into the $18 Team Forest. Now, if you want to put yourself back in the 7, you got to buy another position in it. It doesn't automatically re-enter into that one, so it enters into the next one. The $18 has 104 payout, and it enters you into the 40. The 40 has a 220 payout, and enters you into the 100. The 100 has a $500 payout and enters you into the 300. The 300 has a $2,400 payout. Now on the company force side, let's see, on the company force side, the $7 has a $31 payout. So it's $4 less than the team force side. But that's because it enters you into the team force, the $7 team force. It re-enters you into the $7 company force, and it enters you into the $18 company force. So that difference, the company force has not only enters you into the next one, it also re-enters you into the company force system. And then it sends an entry over into the team force. Then after that, the payouts are pretty much the same. The $18 pays out 104. It sends an $18 over to the team force, and it buys you into the 14 or the 40. The $40 pays out 220, sends a $40 over to the team force, and buys you into the 100 company force. So they all buy an entry into the next one. The team force. Yeah. The only thing it doesn't do is it doesn't restart you in that matrix. So your best bet is, like, if you cycle out of the 7 team forest, buy another one in the 7. Because the first one, it's going to start into the 18. Well, if you bought another one in the 7, obviously you're going to be one step behind. So next time they both cycle, buy it again. Then you can have one in every matrix. Or buy into the company force and let it all run. So, but yeah, the company force thing, we did that because, it really sucks. The reason why I've always tried to stay away from some team force stuff. Well, number one, I didn't have a huge team, which means the people that are, just 3 levels below me, it may die there. In any system if it went further than 3 levels. And you really never want a system to die, especially when your good friends that are right below you are where it died at. Because they blame you. So I put the company force in, with the idea of filling those holes with those spots, because it keeps the team force running. It fills those holes and keeps people happy. The team force ultimately for speed is based on your team building skills. The company force is just going to help it. And that's why I did that, is I really felt like, that would be good for the system, and it'd be good for people, and it would help more people. So, yeah, I mean, I'll go into a lot more detail once the system's built. Right now, I've got programmers looking it all over. They are supposed to get back to me by the end of the week, which better be hopefully tomorrow, I hope. They're supposed to get back with me about, let's see, the cost and how long it's going to take to build it. So once I have that information, we'll get started. And, next Wednesday, I may give an idea of what they think the completion date is, but I won't guarantee that that's going to happen, because I do want to verify everything's going to work right. I want to verify the re-entries are going where they should, that the donations are working right. Yes, you'll be able to transfer funds member to member in phase 2, just like you can in phase 1. Yep, Liz answered that question on the 50-cent position. The 50-cent position right currently is 118,464, 5 fast 4,872, 5 mid 1,615, and 20 fast 804. That's pretty much the 4 most people are kind of concerned about. Other than that, I think I'll have a lot more information this week. The total membership 21,635. So only went up 320 since last week. But I think the more information I get people to understand about the phase 2, I think we will have more members start rolling in. Especially knowing we're going to flip the system over. We're going to have a lot more positions start coming in, a lot more people. And knowing phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, this stuff, we're not going to stop. We do plan on adding a couple of things. I got one of my admins, Joss, we're talking about a pay-per-click platform for advertising use and things like that. So we're going over some different things, trying to, work in some new features, new ideas, new systems in what we can do. And no, we're not going to have new programmers for every phase, John. Right now, I'm talking to a new set of programmers that they seem really good. So we're talking to them to see if we're going to run at a cheaper rate and get better, things. Plus, I don't like this whole shutting down for updates. The fact that the system shuts down for like 10 hours a day really sucks. Yes, Brian, they can join phase 2 without being members of phase 1. Now, the fact that donation money is going to be given at random to members as far as positions, it'd kind of be dumb not to join phase 1 as a free member and just sit there and see if you win money or win positions. You know what I mean? But you could bring them into phase 2 and they can join phase 1 afterwards. So, because that donation money that goes to phase 1, it's literally, I'm going to put in like random.org and I'm going to put 1 to however many members we have, and I'm going to let that thing draw a number and we're going to give them a position. So however much money we have to give away, we'll start moving the system. If like the first week, if enough people cycle and let's say there's $5,000 in donation money, we're probably going to give a lot of 60 fast away to get a boost going on in other places. And then the next week we'll give 5 fast, and the next week we'll give 20 fast, then we'll give 150 fast. We'll start moving it around and try to get this, system to be running. Yes, Stripe will still be a funding option. So will Bitcoin. Payouts, I'm still working on. I did attempt the bank payout option on my own, and it didn't work. And so I had to chase around my money for a while. It's supposed to be back in my bank in the next couple of days. So, or back in my Infinite Funds bank, not my personal bank. So the bank withdrawal did not work. So, other than that, I'm doing everything I can to try to do, to make sure more people earn. We know the system got wide. Somebody asked earlier if I could go back. I think it was Jeff. If I could go back and do it all over, would I start with a 3x2 as phase 1? Yes and no. Maybe for the speed of it, but at the same time, the way we're working, I don't know if that would be a better option, because having the slowest platform at the beginning and putting the donations back towards it is going to prompt, people into bigger earnings and keep that system moving. So those people that are at the bottom will eventually be in the middle and eventually be at the top, because the top people are just, their reentries are going back to the bottom. So I don't know. If I would have went back and changed it, because I don't think you should get slower going on. We're trying to stay moving forward, getting faster. Eventually, do I see a 2-wide platform? Maybe. Maybe when we get to, phase 4 or something like that, we might. I don't know. It just depends on how deep we want to go. And, 2-wide doesn't really make a lot of money fast unless you have, buy straight into the bigger matrices. So, but it is something we're thinking about. We just want to keep it moving faster and faster. So other than that, I'm trying to think, does anybody else have any other questions? I would like when phase 2, once it's built, I'll make videos. I'll get a lot more information out to everybody, because like I said, the program could come out a little different than what I told them I wanted. And if it's something I really like, if it's actually better, then obviously I may have to explain it a little different. So I don't want to explain too deep. I mean, the numbers are fine. Those are not going to change. So, that kind of stuff is fine to give. But as far as how the system's going to work, I want it to be completely live. When you buy a position, I want it to be there that right then. I don't like this shutdown stuff. And that's why we're not using the same programmers, because we're not doing that anymore. The new programmers, that was my first question. If I have 20,000 members that buy, 2 positions each, 40,000 positions in 10 minutes, will the system handle it? And that's the thing. I want live transactions on the position purchases. What do you mean, Doris? Like a second account, or Yeah, John, we plan on doing promoting contests. We've done a few, and once we get more information on the phase, I don't want to push promoting contest on phase 2 until we have a lot more, information on it. I don't know if we'll have subscription packages on the new one, because of the fact that $7 would be a lot. But I'm also not going to have the bot. I'm not going to put a bot on it, because $7, even one position a day, is that drains something really fast. So I mean, $7 times 30 days is $100 or $210. Yeah, John. That's the pay-per-click system is what we're talking about with something like that. So, that's already, we're talking about it. So we're weighing out a lot of different things, to be able to do more advertising within our systems. The plan was with phase 1 to have advertising and things like that. I haven't got all that working yet. The programmers didn't do everything we wanted. We brought the ebooks up on a separate site ourselves. So we do have that. And, the ebooks is kind of what we've been leaning on so far. Thank God the ebooks, I mean, even in them, they have, the resale rights even state, you can't sell an ebook for less than $7. So we have enough ebooks that actually creates some value, which keeps, infinite funds legal, but we have to lean into other things too, to be able to keep building platforms and to keep us legal. So that's why we're looking at pay-per-click platforms. We're looking at different things to create more value in infinite funds. And the more value we can create, the more we can do, and the more people we can get paid. And that's the primary goal, is to pay as many people as we can. So other than that, if anybody has done any payout request and I've canceled it, then there was something wrong with it. Message me, talk to me, email me within the system, without the system. Now, I don't check the email in the system a lot. I'm way behind. But I did email the ones that I denied today. So if you put in a payout request and I denied it, I emailed you. I had to deny a couple yesterday, but I wasn't at home, so I had a couple admins take care of it. So I talked to one of them. The second one I think I emailed today. But other than that, I think we're good. The new platform will have affiliate links because of the team build part. So other than that, that's pretty much all I had for this week. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to the admins. They're doing a fantastic job. I had my 19-year-old daughter moved to Arizona yesterday from Illinois. So she just got here, so I've been trying to help her settle in. Today I tried to show her around town a little bit because she had her first interview today and she has another interview Friday. She already got the first job. She's looking for a second job. So it's kind of busy right now. I'm trying to keep everything going here. My admins are doing a fabulous job. And other than that, reach out to the admins, reach out to me. We'll do everything we can to help. Once I have a lot more information on phase 2, I will give it to everybody. So other than that, I will see everybody next week. And I will leave this video up on the .com website for a couple of days before I announce next Wednesday's live. Other than that, everybody have a great week, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Oh, and before everybody leaves, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to get up to that 1,000 mark. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.